I think we waited long enough. Let's go ahead and disassemble our $900 Facebook Marketplace motor. The number one tool when you are disassembling a motor because you're going to do a ground up rebuild and you haven't done too many of these things, is go ahead and get you a big old pack of these little sandwich bags and a Sharpie, but get you a black Sharpie. That way you can take everything apart, itemize each little thing into a little Ziploc baggie, label it, you know where it goes. I think everybody's thinking the same thing. Let's go ahead and pull off these cam covers. Oh yeah, perfect. Clearly, the previous owner of this engine took it seriously that you could go 10 to 15,000 miles between oil changes. Oh man, why do people do this? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just as yummy. Trying to get rid of like all of the fragile things. So like little sensors here, there, here. So crank sensor, cam sensors, both heads. Not sure what this is. Oh, look. Looks like a little stamp for the motor. Not gonna need it where we're going. So we have everything off the back of the heads that we need off. So we have no more sensors. We do have oh man. Okay. Wonderful. Gross. Here. Things are heavy. All right, so let's go ahead and get the front cover pulled off. So basically we're gonna go around, remove all the bolts. We gotta remove our crank pulley. I think that's probably gonna be the most involved, is getting the crank pulley pulled off. Everything else should just kind of unbolt. Oh shit. Okay. Whew. Okay. Put a couple bolts in the back of the crank. I have got to get the crank to not move while I break it. Come on. Yeah. Home. Got a crank bolt out. Bolts off. oil. I don't know if you can tell, but this is my first time diving into an engine this deep. It's easy. Ooh, pop these guys out. There we go. I believe we got to take off these 3 bolts on each of the cam phasers. That will remove those guys right on off, or at least these primary chains. Taking a deeper look, if you are looking at from bank to bank, so here's bank 2, here's bank 1. Bank 1 looks like our issue's on bank 1 as to the oiling problem that the previous owner was having. Because, you know, granted, bank 2 doesn't look spectacular. Actually, pretty much everything the oil touched doesn't look spectacular, because this looks like the guy maximized, you know, duration or life of the oil change. But yeah, this side way darker, much more burnt looking oil. So again, let me go ahead and grab the engine hoist from the corner. I'm going to pick this guy up, put it on our engine stand. So let's go ahead and remove our cam caps and the cams themselves from, this is bank 1, from bank 1. This is very important that you keep all of the cam caps the correct direction and the correct order and the correct placement of wherever they go. Okay, and I'll show you how we're going to store them and make sure they're good. So I've heard these head bolts are pretty tough to get undone. Holy smokes. Oh. God. What do they target this thing to? Eat your Wheaties before you take this off. Oh, of course. go make some space. All right. Ugh. Gasket looks good. There's no signs of anything coming through. Don't worry, you're not going to miss 1 ounce of struggle. It looks like they got a bunch of trash in all the cylinders. That's for sure. Alright, so I did not find the smoking gun as to the issue for this motor yet. There's still going to be a continuation basically to this whole thing. However, tearing this guy down, maintenance wasn't this guy's top priority for the previous owner of this engine. But so far, I can see the cross hatching on the cylinder walls. Cylinder walls look fine. Engine rotates effortlessly. I looked at the gaskets. The gaskets don't look terrible. So reading the gaskets, I couldn't find anything that would indicate, you know, really one thing or the other. I got the heads off. Every single cylinder is just absolutely caked up with some soot. So that leads me to believe there could be like possibly like lack of maintenance, right? Number one culprit, lack of maintenance. This is why you guys change your oil at a 5,000 mile interval. This guy got all 15,000 out of all 2 oil changes that he ever had on this. Boy, never. Anyways, I gotta stop. Everything looks bad. Everything looks bad. This is kind of the pile of things I'm probably not going to reuse. And we're not going to reuse these cams because these are F-150 cams, different firing order for a Mustang. But the heads, I think, are good. We will be replacing all the valve springs, the valves, so that we can get new valve springs. Of course, some Mustang, Gen 1 Mustang cams, because then this motor, I think, is going to be a good replacement motor as backup, basically. Basically, what it would be is just backup motor to that guy. Because then at that point, this right here, I was talking to a good friend, Greg Adams. He said, save the crank, go get it looked at, of course, get the block cleaned, looked at, and basically just throw rods and pistons at this thing, reassemble with these heads, and just build it like as if it was just Gen 1. So I think we're gonna make that happen. I got all my hardware, all baggied, all labeled, good to go. It's been quite an afternoon working on these things. Definitely breaking those head bolts are no easy task. However, we got this thing broken down. Next video, another day, I'm gonna go tear apart the short block, and we're gonna really dive in and see if we had some ring failure. And if you like this kind of stuff, if you enjoy this, make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you have questions as to what we're doing, what we're trying to get accomplished, put it in the comment section below. I'm quite responsive. And if it's your first time here and you want to see more hands-on engine stuff, and just proof that your everyday man in a 2-car garage with basic tools can rebuild engines and go racing and have some fun, well, this is the channel for you. You should subscribe to it. So again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.